is a very nice day that because I've got with me two of my great friends. One I was introduced to recently by my old friend Dr. Rahul Deshmukh. Dr. Rahul Deshmukh is an anesthetist working with me in Zuleika Hospital, Dubai, and he's a new marathoner. And I would like to introduce a fantastic person, a triathlete, Mr. Pratik Desai. Mr. Pratik has been a triathlete. He has done a lot of Ironman, right? You've done
Yes.
Ironman and you have been doing a lot of marathons for last how many years now, Pratik?
I've been running since last 10 years now.
You've been running since last
Yeah,
10
but
years.
triathlon last 3 years since I moved to Dubai in
Okay.
2017.
Okay. Okay. So Pratik is running a small business over here in Dubai. He's been in Dubai for the past 3 years. So without much ado, let's start with the first question. So the first question to you, both of you, is what was the initial training routine that you had before you started marathon? See, what most of the people want to know here is, okay, you were an athlete and then you started training marathon. It was easy. Many of these are novice runners. They don't know how to run. They have not been into running. Somebody like me who's not been into running. So what was your previous routine that both of you were following?
Uh, well, for me, or rather, I would say, I was earlier doing a lot of gymming.
Okay.
I was never an outdoor person. So,
And
when,
since how long you were doing gymming?
uh, 6, 7 years, but
6, 7
regular
years.
gymming. And after that, one fine day, I just happened to meet somebody, a very old fellow,
Okay.
almost 60, 62 years with a bypass surgery. He was regular in my gym.
Okay.
And I asked him, where are you missing alternate days? Because those days, for me, the only cardio was a little bit warm up on the treadmill. That also a bit of cross training, only to
Okay.
warm your body to start lifting
Okay.
weights.
Okay.
And he said, I'm running a marathon. And I said,
Wow.
wow, 21 kilometer at that point of time seemed a distant dream to me. And it's like, how the hell could you manage it? You know, I train with a group and we run
Okay.
weekly thrice, and we do one short run, we do one hill, and we do one long runs and things like that.
So group running or getting inspiration from somebody is very important for you to
It
start with.
usually, as far as I know, in my 10 years of running career, and whosoever I've met all through my life in the last 10 years who are involved in any kind of outdoor sports
Okay.
are inspired by someone on the
Some or
other.
the others.
I would have taken inspiration from that gentleman. He
Okay.
would have taken it from somebody else. So
Exactly.
it's a very I would say infectious
Infectious
thing
thing.
to do it. But unless you are very self motivated, the new networking.
So before the marathon, you were just doing gymming.
Yeah.
Like you were into some level of
I was
my
into
level of sports.
sports, yeah.
You were into sports. I mean,
Yes.
you were not into active running.
Running as such.
Okay.
Uh, for, just to continue from his point, one, you inspire from somebody else, or you learn a lot from others.
Okay.
In my case, what was happening was I started running in 2015 or 16.
Okay.
For almost 1 year, I was running plain. No, there is no structured program, nothing. I just get up and start running.
Okay.
What was happening was my running was going nowhere. I
Okay.
could run 10 kilometers easily, but that's it. Or whatever time I used to take 63 minutes in the beginning.
Okay.
It was not improving.
So all of you were, yeah, I mean,
No,
newbies to this.
yeah, I was.
So there was nothing that was in the family. You were
No,
running. There was
nothing.
somebody who was
Nothing.
no.
Nothing.
So you developed this quality or this sport on your own.
Yes.
You could say that.
But then when I
Okay.
got in touch with people like these, then, oh, there is something called training, or there is something called you have to follow certain training like interval training or hill training and all. That came after I made these runs.
Oh, so
In that
the-
time it was plain run.
Exactly. So the next question is this: that what did you change? How did your training start? Some people would like to know that what is the training that you need to do? Because
Yes.
somebody like you just started running.
Yes.
Somebody like you who was inspired, who did it before now. So what is the training that you as a recent new runner found that this is what I need to train, this is how I need to train?
Yes, I think most common mistake that most of the novice runners do is we just run.
Okay.
You feel good, you feel at the end, you feel I did 10 kilometers, I did 15 kilometers. You keep feeling good, but you are not going anywhere because you are just consistently doing the same running.
Okay.
One day I was listening to one of the running apps. There are lots of running apps which can also help. So one of the running app was telling me that you should know the target why you are running today. There should be some reason for your run.
Okay.
This was something new for me. Why I am running? Because I am enjoying it. There is no
Okay.
other reason for
Okay.
me to run.
Okay.
Then again, as I got in touch with elites like Pratik, then I started to know, okay, there is something called as interval training, where you run.
Exactly. So
Yes.
just a little bit about interval training.
I think he
See,
can.
Yes.
before going into the structured plan of it,
Yes.
what happens, I would just say that firstly, there is no age to run through it.
Okay.
Running as such is the most physically demanding, challenging
Oh,
sport
yes.
of any
Okay.
sport,
Okay.
as far as outdoor sports are concerned, because continuously running and thumping on your knees. So a perception that people have is, if I run, I'll hurt my knees.
1K.
You
So,
can't jump straight away.
I
First
can't
of
jump.
all,
Yes,
first
need
of
to
all,
do
I personally think somebody picking up running, like even when I picked up running, I was physically quite fit because I was going into gym. But that was my gym fitness. When I
Okay.
came out to run, it took 2 to 3 weeks for me to run a 1 kilometer distance non-stop.
Okay.
So it's a very slow process
Slow
for
process.
first 2 weeks, 3 weeks, where you start with, let's say you run with 2 kilometer, where you start with run for 500 meters and walk for 1 kilometer.
Okay.
Then slowly you make that 500-meter walk and 1 kilometer run. So you
Okay.
slowly increase your running and decrease your walking at a
Okay.
time where you can comfortably run 2-3 kilometers. Once you are in that zone, then you can start pacing yourself. Okay, so the whole point, many other people, like there are many people who want to start running now. What happens when they look at running? They think that running a marathon is like how Bhag Milka Bhag runs. That's sprinting. That's Usain Bolt. Usain Bolt running is very different, and what we are running, is a very different. There are two different sports, I would say, two different muscles they are used. So it's completely
But
different.
how do you step up? I mean, what are the
You
body parameters you look
so
at if you
the
want to step
thumb
up?
what you should be doing,
Ah.
which is mandatory for everyone, particularly the new runners,
runners.
is to get a watch.
Okay.
It is important you monitor your heart rate.
So what heart rate is a zone for running? I mean,
Yes.
what would you maintain?
Or heart rate is one thing. There are two things that one needs to monitor. One is the effort that I need to put in.
Okay.
Let's say zero is no effort at all.
It's
I'm
called
at rest.
RP, rate per se, rate is the scale.
Yeah,
Okay.
and 10 is the maximum effort. This is it. I can't put
Go
in
beyond
any
this.
effort than this.
Okay.
That is 10.
Okay.
So usually you should be between 5 to 7. That's
Okay.
again, it will depend upon what
Person
kind
to
of run
person.
you are doing. For the long slow distance, it will be around 5 effort, 5-6 effort. The simple way of judging it is while running. If I am able to talk to my fellow runner without
Okay.
getting
So this is
unduly
yes,
breathless.
unduly
So
breathless.
running at a conversational pace.
Conversational pace,
And
okay.
That is a good way. So that is one way of looking at it.
Okay.
So if you can run reasonably well without any undue breathlessness, that's good. Then you can slowly scale up.
Scale.
You can scale up your distance, you can scale up your effort.
So what is the rule? Is there any thumb rule that you can
Gen-
scale up this?
generally, what they say and is advisable is you can increase your mileages every week by 10 to 15%, depending on
Okay.
percent. So let's say today you're running, your long run is, let's say, 10 kilometers. So the next week you should be doing not more than 12. If you
Okay.
jump from 10 to 15, then all of a sudden your body will start giving you signal where you might have a kind of niggle in a hip or a knee or a calf or an ankle, and start paining. So 10 to 12,
And how many times in a week do you have to run?
three
Three
to
to
four,
four,
3 to
maximum
4.
four.
So ideally what they say is you run 3 to 4 times, and 2 times a day you can do a bit of cross training or weight training, which helps you,
Okay, so you are working out throughout the week.
yes, with one full day of rest, thanking your
One full
body.
day
Yeah.
rest. Okay. So in a week, and this is always when you are training for a marathon, or this is what you every day do probably.
So it's once you pick up a marathon, it kind of becomes a lifestyle.
So usually when you are not training for a marathon, this is your routine. So you work out, you run 3 times in a day, 3 times in a week, then 1 or 2 days of some
Cross
additional
training or gym.
one full day of rest. Okay. What is the diet that you maintain during when you're not training for a marathon as a
So
regular?
generally,
Anything specific?
no. Specific is you just need to eat a bit of clean food.
Okay.
Now, what has happened? Like now, I do understand the fundamentals of a diet and things like
Okay.
that. But when we start, we are very, very novice because
Very novice.
we are only googling up or we are trying to read or through our coach running as per the plan given to us.
Okay.
But there's nothing talked about nutrition aspect which really adds
So
how
that
much
is
energy
important.
you need.
Oh, yes.
Even on the long runs, you can't just run on water. You need to have some dates or salt. The first thing that you run and you lose is salt. So you need to get your electrolytes, otherwise you'll feel giddy or you'll feel dizzy and you may collapse and you fall. So you need to keep your hydration with correct amount of nutrition in it.
And
So
electrolytes.
that's it. But what I was trying to tell is regarding the nutrition training. We think because we are training, we need to diet.
Okay.
And
You
when
don't need to diet.
or let's say and we finish our marathon. Let's say So my simple reference point would be Mumbai Marathon, which is happening on third week of January. So the moment the January week is over, I am not training for anything else for next 4-5 months. I will party. I will eat whatever I'm allowed to. I will drink that I'm supposed to, or I'm catching up with my friends and celebrating. Okay, my training period is over. But the real fact is, it should be completely the other way around. When you are not training, that is when you should be controlling on your diet. Because when you are training, you are burning more calories than usual. Your metabolism is much higher than usual. So you are running off. You need food. Like for me, many times if I don't have any gels or dates, I pick up a Snickers and I eat it because that gives peanut butter. So there's so many options in that.
So how do you go for, so suppose you got a marathon which is coming up, upcoming marathon. When do you start making the changes to train for that specific marathon? Or are the marathons different, or do you train accordingly to that?
Yes, there will be little bit of difference according to the route.
Okay.
Or according to the course. Terrain. If it is a uphill marathon, then you will need to
train on the hills.
Train on the hills. Okay.
Yeah. But otherwise, no. Usually, marathon training starts for lasts for around 16 weeks.
Yeah.
So for around 4 months.
Longest plan is 16. For usual runners who are doing throughout the year running and maintaining themselves, they can pick up a 12-week plan as well. But for a novice,
doesn't plan for 4 months before the marathon.
Yes.
And how many marathons you run in a year? How many marathons like this you do in a year? 2, 3?
2 or 3.
2 or 3.
Advisable,
There
not
are
more
somebody
than
like you who's a regular marathoner.
2. I mean,
not more than 2.
No,
it takes a lot on board. There are people who keep on doing
yes.
weekly marathons. Yes, some people have been so accustomed, but with concept called training load. How much load you're putting on your body?
Okay.
That is capaciting it. Also,
so what I understand is that for 4 weeks that you're training, 4
4
months,
months,
4 months that you're training, you start going up to that level.
Yes. What happens is you start with the basic level. Maybe 16 weeks prior to the marathon, if it is your first marathon, maybe you will need to do around 20-25 kilometers in a week.
total.
Yeah, total.
Total running in a week.
Total running in a week, which might include maybe something like 10 to 12 kilometers of first slow long distance, which will be done on a weekend where you don't have, you are not in a rush. You can take your time, but complete that 10 to 15 kilometers, whatever is there. And gradually increase. So 21 in first week, maybe 25.
10%. Then that's when the 10%. You start with 20-25 in week 1, and then you gradually increase it to by default after third week. The last 12 weeks has to be minimum 42. So the distance that you're training for, if you're training for a full marathon, it should be at least 42 in a week total. If you're training for a half marathon, it should be 25 in a whole week.
Do you run till the last day of the marathon?
No.
Never.
There is something called as taper.
We do run, yes, but not the distance. So like it's not like the exam. You want to finish the 42 hai, so I'll run. Let me try a 38 kilometer on the week before marathon.
Okay. So when do you stop? When do you taper down, or what is that? Is there anything?
Yes, usually about 2 to 3 weeks prior to the final.
It starts going slow.
You start.
No.
So what happens?
You start reducing the mileage, but you keep the pace same.
Okay.
So about 3 weeks or 4 weeks before the proper full marathon, you will end up doing around 35 kilometers. You never practice 42 kilometers for a 42 kilometer run.
Never.
No, you do it on the day of the marathon.
On the day of the
That's what makes that special, right?
Yes.
Okay.
So you around 35 kilometers will be your longest practice run, and then on the day of the run, you can easily do 42 kilometers.
Taper, you're giving those legs some rest, which helps you give that speed.
So what we understand from today's discussion is that there is definitely you have to follow a scheduled plan.
Yes.
Advisable.
Multiple plans are available, but you need to decide which one you fit to, or there are, as you said, there are certain plans which are available, which are standardly used.
Yes, one plan fits all, but it never fits.
Never fits. So you have to taper it as per your body. You have to. And third thing, as I found, is that you need somebody in the group or somebody to
The easiest way to pick up running is join a group. Running a marathon on your own with doing all runs, group of friends, finding company with similar paced people, that helps. I was introduced through a friend, and we joined a group called Dubai Creek Striders. It's famously called as DCS, and has a yearly 1/2 marathon on the first weekend of December. We decide. Yes. You just turn up. So a group helps you to just turn up and rest.
Exactly.
Group will have a person deciding the plan. So it's very important to run with a plan instead of without a plan. That's the most important.
Generally, what he told that you've got 16 weeks to start training for a marathon. You run maximum 2 marathons or 3 marathons as a regular one who's doing this profession, and then there is a way to scale up, as you said, the 10% rule per
Yes.
week, 10 to 15% rule, and then you actually taper down.
Yes.
But
So
one more thing I'd like to add, you add 10, 10, 10, you just don't keep on adding. So you
Yes.
10, 10, 10, and 3 or 4 weeks, and then you scale back down.
scale back down.
So
Okay.
you are adding 10, 20, 30, you scale back down. So you're doing, let's say for a half marathon, you're doing 10, then you're doing 12-ish, you're saying 16, then you come back to 14,
14.
so that you can do 18 the
18.
fifth week.
Fifth week.
Because you
Okay.
need again some recovery. You
there are
can't keep on
Yes, so you
increasing.
cannot keep on pushing yourself to the limit. So you need to scale back and then go back.
So 3 weeks of scaling up.
1 week of scaling back.
down. Okay.
Again 3 weeks of up. 1 week of.
Great. So now, friends, as we see that both of these runners have given us a very good idea as to how you can start training, how you need to continue training, what you need to do between the marathons that you're doing, and how you need to maintain yourself throughout the year if you are really wanting to run a marathon or you want to take up running as kind of a very major or important hobby for yourself. Probably in the next video, we'll be discussing about the injuries